life got me up right now.
What a wonderful.
Welcome back to my channel, guys. Yelsha is back and she's been on a hella journey. This is a little different from my usual videos in terms of it's not gonna be shits and giggles, and it's a little more on the serious side, but that's what this journey is about, right? I feel like part of it was me wanting to share this experience with you all, being able to, oh, that lip gloss is fire, being able to let people know that you're not alone in these feelings and these thoughts that sometimes occur, and in general, like, just share the rawness of what it is that I'm going through and who I am. I have been filming throughout, and you guys are gonna get bits and pieces of what my life has been like within the last month. It's been hectic, but let's get to it. I've had a lot of emotional stuff going on. Work, family, and my personal life. It's just been a lot. I guess I'll share some of what that looked like for me and how I was able to cope. I'm getting better. I'm back here, so that's a good sign. And within all the turmoil that's been occurring, there has been so many beautiful moments, so many things that I'm grateful for, so many people I'm grateful for. And if you're watching, you're probably one of those people. In general, I do have friends and family that, you know, I'm so lucky to have, and a God that is beautiful, amazing. I'm definitely excited to share some of the things that have been occurring, at least in that area of my life, with you guys. So really, it started off with my breakup. A lot of things were resurfacing again. A lot of emotions, a lot of anger, sadness, confusion, disappointment. A lot of these emotions were rushing back, and it would really stick with me. Excuse me, I have hiccups. I've noticed that it's very hard to detach. I have not issues, but I do get attached, and I feel like it's very hard for me to disconnect when I've involved myself with this person in so many ways, and they became a routine for me in terms of somebody that I have daily, and not having that has been difficult, you know? So that's been a big part, just going through that emotionally, and this person like consumes my mind. So day in I'm thinking about them, day out I'm thinking about them, and that's been a struggle just because it is very irritating, and it's hard not to reach out sometimes, but I have been trying my very, very best to just, you gotta detach, sis, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. Ay, ay. And I'm not gonna sit here in front and be like Doja Cat. Right, although that is true. I'm not gonna sit here and be fake about my emotions and what's going on. This is my story. This is how it's been. It is what it is, and you live and you learn. And I feel like this last relationship was definitely a learning lesson in a lot of areas. Along with that, I know if you guys are in New York City, there was a whole vaccine mandate that was happening. I do work in a school, so a lot of the DOE mandates were being pushed on me. I personally didn't want to get it. I'm not gonna get into the reasons why, but I didn't. But my job was like on it. Like, I'm telling you, and I don't know if I should be saying this, but whatever, they were on it. They were calling me like 4 times in 1 week, having meetings about the same thing, calling me about the same thing, and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I'll let you know when I know. And also I was just indecisive. Like, I was saying yes to them one moment, and then I was like, but I don't, like, is there an exemption that I can do? And then I'd be like, yes, no, yes, no. But it's because I felt so pressured because of all the consistent reach outs, and I'm like, I understand, like, I get it, like, I will give you an answer before the day that it needs to be said. But it was kind of like, it got to the point where they're like, either you get it by this day or you don't have a job. And that was a lot. It was just bringing me a lot of anxiety. And then I was hearing so many opinions from so many different people, and there's the good and the bad, and I was being fed so much information from both ends, and the bad was like bad. The adverse effects that I saw out there, the stories that you hear, social media, like, was showing me a lot of both too, but more the negative. So I'm at work and I'm hearing about the vaccine and getting mandated. I come home, I'm hearing about the vaccine. I go out, it's on the radio. I go to scroll to just distract myself, mad information there. And I'm just like, everywhere I go and everything I do, this is the focus of conversation. And it was literally like, it took a mental toll on me. I was super anxious, had 2 mental breakdowns. Because I didn't know what to do, and I didn't know what route to take. I didn't know what was the best decision. I'm hearing so many different things, and we're human. At the end of the day, things that you hear, you absorb, and it's like everybody's shit. It was like, oh, it was just a lot. Like, it was too much. So I got off social media, stopped really interacting with people. Like, I took time to just myself, and did a lot spiritually as well with my religious side and my journey. When it comes to that, I took it a little bit more seriously around this time. I've always felt like when it comes to anxiety, like God has came through. Like, I will speak to him and I will leave all my worries, doubts, and concerns in conversations that I have with God. And I tell you, like, within the same day of having that conversation, I'm fine. Or even within those 30 minutes where I'm speaking to him, like, it's just like I feel the Holy Spirit in the room. And for some, this might be weird. For some, you might not understand, and that's cool and that's fine. But as I mentioned, that is part of the journey that I wanted to share with you guys. So not really expecting you to understand, really just sharing my testimony and how things have been going for me. Maybe that inspires somebody to be curious and, I don't know, maybe want to have a relationship with God. Or maybe no, you're just here listening, and that's cool. Thank you for that. But yeah, I got more involved in that way. I had more conversations with God. I started joining sermons more. I do watch sermons on Sundays. It's with Mike Todd. You guys should definitely check it out. He is amazing. I also joined a B group from the Transformation Church. So that's like a Bible study group. So usually we talk about the sermons that occurred that Sunday before we meet on Thursdays. We talk about like just life, how things have been going. Everybody shares like their different testimonies, how their prayers have been answered, what they're praying for. And it's such a beautiful environment to be in, especially when I'm like this newbie trying to gain and like build on this faith. It's so beautiful to be a part of this group. Yeah, in general, I feel like going back to my faith was something that really helped during these moments. And that included reading my Bible. I purchased my first Bible. Reading my Bible, joining the services on Sundays, my B groups on Thursdays. I've also been doing things on my own in terms of, you know, trying to create vision and what that means and what that's like and what I see for myself in different areas of my life. And writing it down, because one of the services was actually speaking about how important vision is and how we as human beings kind of lack that sometimes, and we grow up and we forget to use our imagination. And he was speaking about like anointed imagination and how that's important in terms of seeing yourself be somewhere and have crazy faith that you can get there. I've also been listening to music. You guys know music is one of my biggest coping skills. I just sit there and vibe out. I sing my heart out. I dance my heart out, and it makes me feel alive. So definitely music. My hair. Going through a crisis. What do? As a female, you do something new to your hair. You guys cannot see it at this moment, but I'll definitely put a picture. I got bangs. I did. Got the bangs, not the bang. Yes, I did. And I look hot. I look good. And I love them. And I've been having alone time. I have. I used to literally like love doing things on my own. Like, I would go to museums by myself. I went to the movies by myself. And just enjoy my solitude. I haven't done that in so long. And I took a weekend, the same day that I cut my hair. I took that weekend for myself. I went to do my hair in the city, went to the park, studied for my licensing exam that's coming up soon. And then I went to join this pop-up listening pop-up thing for this guy named Montel Fish. Guys, you have to listen to him. has great music, also does like gospel music, which is really, really dope. I found him literally on TikTok, and I saw his video a couple times. Like, I followed him and I've seen his video a couple times, and he was having a show in New York. And the point is, like, you know, after COVID and after being disconnected from people, not being able to reach out the same way, like, we've become very disconnected. And his point was to bring people together.
Do you feel the connection that we had before? Do you feel the connection?
And also, you know, like, show up, show his music. When I tell you, that day was amazing. That day was amazing. It felt weird because I haven't done stuff by myself in so long. I was like nervous to go, and I'm like, everybody's gonna be with somebody at this thing. But it was so great. I met so many amazing people. I made like 5 different friends. It was so cool. And each one of us came there alone, like each 5 of us. And it was like little by little, we were just gathering more people into the group. They were so sweet and like nice, and it was just such a great experience, like just to meet new people. Like, you know that feeling when you meet new people and it's just like cool and fun and nice and good vibes. So also just enjoying my solitude has been a big part of what I've been doing. Really a mental health check-in with Ashley. A mental health check-in with Yelsha. What have I been up to? What happened? Where did I go? I'm back, but you know why? I was gone for a while. To whoever's watching this, to whoever could come across this that is having a hard time, that is going through some trials and tribulations right now. First off, I'm gonna start with saying God got you. Even if you're not a believer, even if you don't have faith, God got you and God loves you. God's bigger than whatever you got going, and he will have your back, and he is the one person you can go to and trust fully, and he will show up. And even if you don't have faith, things are gonna be fine. You'll get through whatever's going on right now. If you're struggling mentally, whether that be anxiety, depression, stress, anything along those lines, I want you to know that you're more than that. You're more than what you're feeling. You're more than what you're thinking. The mind is such a powerful thing. Don't let yourself be dominated by those thoughts and your fears and your doubts. Try to remain positive. Be careful with your surroundings and what you're letting yourself absorb. I love you guys. Thank you for being here, and peace. Catch me in my next video where I'll probably be more mentally stable. Happy